Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. My name's Jonathan. As always, I got the Masters crew here with me. We're ready to talk some dynasty trades. Alec, Doc, what's up, guys?
How we doing?
What's up, Kamish?
Oh, super excited, man. As always, I've been scouring through the trades all week, picked out 6 of my favorite ones. These guys are going to be analyzing the trades, giving you their opinion. Let's jump right into this one. First trade popping up on your screen. We got David Montgomery, Chase Claypool, Curtis Samuel, the 2.2 and 3.2 for Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, Tim Patrick, 2.6 and 3.8.
It's a lot to unfold here, especially the side with Montgomery, Claypool, Samuel, 2.2, 3.2. I mean, that's a lot of good stuff there. But to me, Dalvin Cook's just that good, and to get Madison as well to handcuff him, I think just locking in that top 3 RB is just so valuable if you're trying to go win a championship. So for me, I'm gonna ride with Dalvin Cook and say that side wins the trade. The picks almost, I know the other side has more valuable picks, but they kind of wash each other out. So I like Claypool, I like Montgomery, okay, but I'm gonna ride with Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to agree with that. Montgomery, Claypool, and Samuel are all good players in their own right, but, I mean, Dalvin Cook, as you said, he's elite. He's the upper echelon in fantasy. And Montgomery had himself a nice close to the year last year, and Claypool had his moments last year as well. But, I mean, will it be as consistent and as high level as Dalvin Cook? I don't think so, or at least not for the time being. So I'm going to go with Dalvin Cook as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you guys. It was nice that he added Madison in as his handcuff.
Right.
That always helps. I do think there are some guys. I think this is one of them weird trades where in 5 years Dalvin Cook may not even be in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That very well
Looking
could
at,
be
you
the
know,
case.
Claypool, Curtis
Yeah.
Samuel.
Yeah.
But for the next couple of years, definitely give me the Dalvin Cook side. Although if David Montgomery, I mean, can keep up that pace he finished the season at.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting. All right, going to move on to the next trade here. We got Gabriel Davis, T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson in the 1.3 for Chris Carson. Our guy, Nick Chubb, Cortland Sutton, 1.8, 2.8, and a third-round pick. A lot to dissect here, guys.
I was going to say, this is,
Wow. I'm going to, just gut feeling, I'm going to go with Carson, Chubb, Sutton, and the picks there. I like T. Higgins, but I do think it's a little unsettling for his value that all the rumors about Cincinnati pre-draft are either about adding another receiver or adding Kyle Pitts. Deontay Johnson, I think, is a very good prospect, but even then, I mean, Claypool's going to eat into it. They brought Juju back. I mean, who knows? They might end up keeping him long-term after this season. 1.3 is enticing, but at the end of the day, Cortland Sutton's got legit wide receiver 1 potential coming off an injury. Nick Chubb is an absolute stud. And Chris Carson in Seattle, I mean, he's produced as well. I mean, if he stays on the field for 16 games, he'll be a running back 1, without a doubt. And plus, you get 1.8 and 2.8, and again, a relatively deep draft. I like that side a lot.
yeah. So for me, there's a lot to unfold. But at the end of the day, if it's a close trade all in all, and there's a lot of moving pieces, I look at what's the most valuable piece in the trade. For me, it's Nick Chubb. So I'm like the Doc. I'm going to go with that side, and Nick Chubb's the reason why.
Yeah, good stuff. And I think I agree with you.
It's tough.
It is
There's
a
a lot
tough
of
one.
stuff in that one.
I mean, because I'm looking at the most valuable thing in this trade, and I think it's close with Nick Chubb and the 1.3.
Yeah, 1.3
correct,
is
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on who slips there to you.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
1.3. I mean, I keep putting like Jamar Chase's
Right.
name over there.
Assuming Chase is gone, though, I think Chubb for sure is the
Yeah,
most
interesting
valuable
trade
piece.
though.
Yeah.
Definitely a fair trade. I do think no mention of Gabriel Davis, kind of interesting. John Brown gone.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows how he's
Yeah.
gonna fit in
Yeah.
there? They did bring Emmanuel Sanders in, which
Yeah.
kind of hurt his hype a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Juju, I was going to mention that in the last trade too. With them bringing back Juju,
Yeah.
it's just messed that whole wide receiver
Yeah.
core up for Pittsburgh.
I know.
All right, going to move on to the next trade here, popping up on your screen. We got Debo Samuel and Mark Andrews, basically for Travis Kelce. When I saw the trade, I just wanted to ask you guys, is this enough to move the needle for you to give up Kelce?
So I said it on one of the other shows. I think Kelsey is just the hardest person to trade for right now because he's been so good. He's the top elite dog at his position, but he's not young either. So it's just really hard. But for me, I think this is actually getting Kelsey relatively cheap. I love Debo, but at the end of the day, Debo's a guy who I think is always going to be like a wide receiver too, and it's just way easier to get those guys in general than to get a premier player like Kelsey. Andrews has a young, bright future, but I think the Kelsey side wins this deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. Andrews a little bit touchdown dependent. Kelsey, as we know, I mean, as elite gets at the tight end position. And then, I agree. Debo always going to be third fiddle to Ayuk and Kittle. I rhymed without even trying there.
Well, it seems
Fiddle
odd to
and
hear you
Kittle,
guys say
baby.
that.
Yeah.
It was just, a year ago or whatever it was. We couldn't get enough of Debo.
So it's funny.
Yeah.
Debo's just like, he's so fun to watch, and like you love him. But like from a true fantasy, he's one of those guys from a fantasy football perspective.
Yeah.
He's just always going to be a wide receiver too, and you can get those guys cheap when their names aren't Debo Samuel and they're not as fun to watch as Debo Samuel.
All right.
you
Yeah,
know?
good trade for Benji's boys. Looks like you're going all in to win this year. I do think this is another one of those interesting trades. 2 years from now, Travis Kelsey might not even be around.
Yeah, very well could be the case.
Yeah,
and
Mark Andrews obviously going to lose some targets since Baltimore made some big upgrades on offense this year.
Yeah.
They finally got my guy a number
One.
I don't know what,
Ish.
number 1.5.
Yeah.
All right, going to move on to the next trade here. Another one with your guys' guy in it. So I'm always going to get this one. This is a blockbuster.
Oh.
I'll be dying to see if you guys still pick the Jonathan Taylor side. We got Jonathan Taylor, Brashad Perryman, Cortland Sutton, and 3.5 for James Conner, CeeDee Lamb, Allen Robinson, the 1.8 and the 3.8. I'll pass this one to you guys.
Give me CeeDee A-Rob and 1.8. The rest of the stuff in that trade means nothing to me, but I feel like that's enough for Jonathan Taylor. More than enough, really. I like that side a lot.
Yeah, so CD A-Rob and the 1.8 to me definitely has a ton of value, but a little bit dependent on team need. I mean, getting that bell cow running back if you don't have one already is extremely valuable. But yeah, in terms of value, those two receivers, the 1.8 has a ton of value. But
Dude, James Conner. James Conner, what are you talking about?
I was just
Bell cow.
I was gonna say, are we for real right now? Which, speaking of James Conner, he's a free agent. Nobody has had any interest. Pittsburgh, really no talk of bringing him back.
Yeah.
I have not heard his name legitimately mentioned once in free
This
agency.
is now two running backs that Pittsburgh has just absolutely run into the ground and basically just called it a career after that.
Yeah, I think I seen a report James Conner and Todd Gurley were out having dinner, thinking post-career what they're going to do.
Yeah.
A little concerning. Yeah, blockbuster trade. I honestly have no idea what side I'd rather be on.
Yeah.
than this
I think
one.
it depends on team need. If you're looking to get the receivers and build that way, I would definitely take that side. But if you need that bell cow running back, I mean,
Which I get it, but at 1.8, depending on who slips to
Yeah.
you, that could
Well,
sway this whole trade.
I will say, too, a sneaky good part of this trade is Brashad Perriman. And I feel like I just see his name and think, Brashad Perriman, come on. But
I think
he's going to be...
I think Sutton's the sneaky good part.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
to
that
me,
too, yeah.
I know A-Rob, has been tremendous, but Sutton's a lot younger than A-Rob, and I think Sutton could sneaky turn into an A-Rob type of receiver.
Yeah.
And then to have Jonathan Taylor Taylor and Sutton. Well, all right, hold on. If Sutton and A-Rob wash, then you're just getting Jonathan Taylor for CD in the 1.8. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Lots
I
of
don't see A-Rob and Cortland Sutton washing, but
Well,
yeah,
not next
I get
year,
what
but
you're
I mean,
saying.
A-Rob's 28, 29. So
Yeah,
Yeah, he's up there a little
Sutton,
bit.
yeah,
Only
okay.
a couple years left for A-Rob.
I'm
That's-
just making stuff up at this point.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Not making this any easier if you guys see the next trade
Oh, my
popping up on your
goodness.
screen. This is one of our gold Dynasty Leagues. A lot to dissect here.
gosh.
We got Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, Cooper Kupp, for Teddy Bridgewater, James Robinson, Terry McLaurin, the 1.11, 2.5, 2.10, 2.11. The guys hold 2022 first, second, and third.
We really need a dynasty trade calculator or
Yeah.
something. That'd be nice.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we got one in the works for you guys. But crazy trade, ton of picks going. But honestly, I think that when you see that many picks, you gotta look at what's on the other side. And what's on the other side is 3 really good dynasty assets. And if we talked about those, especially a lot of those picks are second rounders. So 1, 2, 3, 4 second rounders, a third
2
rounder,
firsts and a third, yeah.
and then the first rounder is really late.
Yeah.
So
It's basically
to me,
a
it's
second.
a lot of second
Second round
rounders for 3 really good players. I know James Robinson and McLaurin are good assets as well, but Derrick Henry, Hopkins, and Kupp I think are really good assets. So I'm gonna go with that side. I'm gonna take the proven talent over the plethora of picks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're rebuilding, sure, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, you could argue Teddy and Robinson, their futures are kind of up in the air, and McLaurin, I mean, they add Curtis Samuel, and who knows if that'll help or hurt. So yeah, despite having 7 picks, I'm gonna go with the proven commodities as well, just since there's nothing really super high in terms of picks on the other side.
All right, good stuff. The James Robinson disrespect just continues.
Hey, I'm just preaching what their GM's preaching. You know,
I want to say I said he was a good dynasty asset.
Yeah.
In some part.
I just said his future's up in the air. Everyone's future's up in the air to an extent.
It's like these guys won't even mention his name in these trades. All right, going to move on to the last trade. This one, man, I just thought it was pretty interesting. I know you guys both. I know, Doc, you're a big Chase Claypool guy. I know we all love Justin Jefferson. Is that enough, man? Is that a good trade? Claypool the 1.4 for Justin Jefferson.
Sure. So I've talked about Justin Jefferson a little bit on our Spotlight series, talking about how good I felt about him coming out and then just set the world on fire. But I just think that was Justin Jefferson's ceiling. I mean, I really think that will be his best fantasy football year, even though he'll keep developing as a pro. He was so well-rounded coming into the league. I just think this was the perfect year for him. Chase Claypool in the 1.4 is dangerous to me. They both guys you can get there can be special. Not that Jefferson's not special, but I'm gonna go with the Claypool 1.4 side because I think there's some sneaky good receivers you can get the 1.4.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I feel like Chase Claypool's situation is only going to get better, whereas Justin Jefferson's situation might only get worse.
Yep.
Once Thielen's gone, I think that hurts Jefferson big time. And then, adding the 1.4 on top of that, I like a lot of the players in this draft, or especially the receivers at the top. So that could be like Chase Claypool and Jalen Waddle, a guy that might have been the 1.2. There's a lot of good options there. So, I'm going to side with my guy and pick 4 there.
All right, good stuff. I think I'm going to go with the Justin Jefferson side. I'm a fan. Yeah. I hear you guys keep saying that he's already reached his ceiling. I just don't think so, man. He was so impressive last year. Yeah. And I worry about Claypool. I know he looked really good, but I still think coming into next year he's the 3rd wide receiver on his team. Yeah,
and I only think that's going to get improved, though, as they go.
I can see that.
But, again, that's assuming.
Yeah. Well, if you guys got Justin Jefferson, I'll be sending some trades over for sure after the show. That's going to wrap this one up, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, come be a part of the Masters family. MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Over 600 Dynasty Leagues. We've never folded a single one. If you're looking for a place where you can build a super team and your league's still going to be here next year, this is the place to do it. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Until next time, that's all we got.